So, man, let's go ahead and move forward. Like I said, this was the start of week 3 last night. Now, going forward, got some interesting games for sure. Like I said, this is pivotal here. So, week 3 predictions. Predictions have been a little iffy on the chop room, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. Uh, but that's football, man. Any given Sunday, any given Sunday, right? So, looking here, first game we have Chargers, Steelers. Chargers have been running that ball down people's throats. J.K. Dobbins is doing, he's just doing work. He's doing work. What the Ravens wanted to see from him when he was with them. Obviously, injuries derailed that, right? But these first 2 games, and Hibbert hadn't even had to be unleashed. You know what I mean? Jim Harbaugh's over there now, and he's definitely changing up their game. Definitely something that they didn't do with Austin Eckler. I will say that. And like you hear him say all the time, man, a great running game is QB's best friend. You know what I mean? It's QB's best friend. So definitely opens stuff up on the field in the playbook. You know, your play actions, obviously, that definitely is going to open that up for Justin. And I feel like here in the next, if it's not, you know, I'm not gonna say he's gonna have a hard time, but man, we got the Steelers defense, and anybody who knows anything about the Steelers knows they get pressure on that QB. And I'm not saying he's gonna have a bad game, but I don't see this one particularly being the breakout game for him just because TJ Watt, Hightower, you know, Mika Fitzpatrick over there with the Steelers, man. Yeah, definitely, it's still going to be a good game, though, because the Chargers have been on that road. They've changed their identity to where they are running more. You know what I mean? So, but who would I be looking at? The Steelers are at home. Justin Fields is going to have to deal with Khalil Mack. He's going to have to deal with Darwin James. He's going to have to deal with Asante Samuel Jr. Man, I've got to say, I got to give this one to the Chargers. 3-0, 3-0. Still, as you've been good, you know what I'm saying? Justin is not turning the ball over, true, but Justin also isn't even hitting the 200-yard mark. So, yeah, I'll have to say Chargers on this with the way they've been playing, man, on both sides of the ball, too, man. Jim Harbaugh, you doing your thing, man, over there. But it's going to be a good game, though. I'm not going to say it's going to be a blowout or anything because, like I said, Steelers defense, it's always going to keep them in the game. You know what I mean? So, Chargers, I'm going to give that to you for sure. Now, Texans and Vikings, I could say this is interesting, but it's not. I'm going to go ahead and tell you now, Texans taking that 3-0, Texans. Vikings are missing Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison, both your top receivers. Kind of hard to win without that. And then Sam Darnold, he needs weapons. Let's just be realistic, right? He definitely needs weapons. So definitely gonna have to go with the Texans pretty easy, man. You saw what Nico Collins did last week, man. 8 receptions, grabbed a touchdown as well. CJ Stroud just doesn't even look like a sophomore slump. No, the sophomore slump is coming for that man. He's poised back there in the pocket, man. He's relaxed. His defense, he knows he's got them Will Anderson and those boys doing work over there. And then I still think there's so much more for them to unlock, man, because you do have, if you look at last game, like I said, Nico, yeah, he had 8 receptions. Tank Dell, though, which was one of his top, obviously, receivers last year. One reception, negative 4 yards. He didn't even have to use him. They still got the win against the Bears. Stephon Diggs only had about 36 yards. So there's a lot for them to unlock still, and that's scary. Now, the one thing about that, you did see Joe Mixon go down, man. That's rough to see with the ankle injury. So I believe he's questionable, which changes things, but I'm still rolling with them against the Vikings for sure. Definitely got to roll with them against the Vikings. Now, the Eagles and the Saints. The Eagles and the Saints. I'm running with the Eagles. I don't want the Saints to win. They're went and dominated the Cowgirls last week, 44-19. Mm-hmm. But looking at it, the Eagles still look like they did last year. They play my Birds. Of course, always gonna shout them out. But looking at it from an analytics standpoint, man, listen, Kirk carved them up in that last drive for us to come back to get that win. And it literally just reminded me of the secondary last year. Hands on hips and hands in the air, oh man, and talking to each other how the assignment was missed. Yeah. And it's big for him, man. You know, AJ Brown is out right now. Hassan Reddick is, well, he's with the Jets, not with the Jets, but you know, working out. Hopefully, Jets work that contract out because that would be a nice piece for them. But in any case, Fletcher Cox gone. So what were the Aints able to do to the Cowgirls? They were able to run all over them. I'm not confident in the Eagles defense. Hate to say it. I'm riding with the Eagles. If I was a bet man, who would I tell you to pick? Honestly, I'd have to say the Aints, man. I'm running with the Eagles. I ain't going with no Aints. I'm running with the Eagles. But like I say, if I was a bet man on bet, if it was, I would say you better put your money on the Aints, man. Because like I say, that defense is horrific. Really, being honest. If you're watching, man, they look confused. They look like they don't know what they're doing. So yeah, that's my take on that one for sure. Broncos and Bucks, we can sweep right through this, man. Unfortunately, I hate this squad as well. Bucks, but the Bucks are gonna take that over the Broncos with the rookie Bo Nix. Yeah, definitely Bucks on that one. Packers at the Titans. Why is this gonna be interesting? Because it's not actually. That's a rough one. Titans defense isn't anything, and Will Levis is, if you want to call it a sophomore slump, he started falling off at the end of the year last year. Really, he had that little kind of Jeremy Lin. Y'all people my age, y'all remember that Jeremy Lin sanity? It happened for like 7 games in the NBA, and then they just kind of faded away. Kind of Will Levis last year, right? Couple of good games. Oh shoot, we might have found our future. You didn't. You didn't. Will Levis is unfortunate garbage. And only thing is, Packers, yeah, Jordan Love is practicing. I've seen reports of that, but I don't think he's going to play, man, with the ankle. Malik Willis is still there. Maybe if they run like they did last time, they're going to be good. Titans can't stop the run. So in this case, even though Titans are at home, let's go with the Packers on this one, man. Packers, I think Malik Willis Is he going to throw for 200 yards? Absolutely not. But like I said, that running game with Josh Jacobs, they picked him up from the Raiders, um, along with Malik Willis too. Malik will put up at least 50 or so rushing yards, maybe even put up a TD along with that. So definitely have to go, yeah, with the Packers on that. Will Levis is just D Hop. I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry. You need to request a trade, brother. Come on down to the Birds, Dirty Birds, or try to go back with them Cardinals, man. Goodness gracious, because that's rough, brother. Next game kind of got a doozy here. Giants at the Browns. Let's go ahead with the Browns. The Giants are just a wrap. I wouldn't be surprised if they only won't win one game. Uh, Daniel Jones is looking worse, and they just paid that dude. Waste of money. Next one, we can chop it up on this one here. The Bears and the Colts. It's going to be interesting because of the injury that took place. Buckner is down for the Colts. But I don't think that's going to slow them down too much against Caleb. Caleb is not that I have anything against Caleb. I know you've seen Rock Nation on here before, man. Feels like he's, I think he said something like, he feels like he's going to be a bust. He's going to be a bust. I can't say that. He looks like he's not going to be that microwave quarterback that everybody wants. The Patrick Mahomes. And I feel like the Patrick Mahomes that people are comparing him to is that Patrick Mahomes of the one that started not his rookie year, but the next year. I feel like that's where they're putting him. So you remember Patrick Mahomes sat behind Alex Smith before he even started. So he didn't come in like Caleb. It's not the same situation for one. Two, nobody's Patrick Mahomes. I don't know if it's because they're both light skinned, but I don't see the same thing. He has the ability to get out of trouble, but everything looks fast, like it's too fast. And it's not that he's not processing it, but doing the stuff he did in college, it's not the same, bro. They way faster here, brother. They way faster here. So I feel like not a bust. I feel like he's gonna eventually get it. And it might not be this year. I feel like he will have a good game somewhere in this year. But I think the whole year, the overall year is gonna be rough. It's gonna be rough for him. And I think the Colts are gonna get some pressure on him, and it's gonna be another rough game. Even though this is why I say interesting. You're looking at Anthony Richardson on the other side. Try to tell you I wasn't impressed with him last time. And then he goes out week 2, gets like 126 yards. And everybody, oh, well, he was 9 of 19, 209. That's not impressive to me. He threw a nice bomb. Cool. But next week, there you go. He's going to have to get more accurate. Same thing I say about Lamar. He's going to have to get more accurate. And the one thing I will say about the Bears, watching that game last week against the Texans, the Bears defense, man, with Sweat and Eddie Jackson, and they was getting after CJ, even though CJ, he got a nice line, but they were putting that pressure on him. They were putting the pressure on him. And CJ's not, Anthony Richardson is not CJ. It's going to be a different story. And he can run, I know, but Bears are going to be ready for that. I'm saying, thing it got me switching it up, man. I was thinking Colts at first. You know, Jonathan Taylor in that backfield for the Colts. But seeing what the Bears did defensively, and like I said, CJ's just more poised. He's more accurate than Anthony Richardson. I'm about to go with the Bears. I'm actually have to go with the Bears. A lot of away picks for your boy Cahill. I'm noticing here. A lot of away picks here. But the Bears and the Colts, yeah, that's CBS. I'm gonna have to say Bears on that one right there.